Well, it's finally here. It took a while, not gonna lie, but for me, I'm glad everything is set up. I'll try not to waste too much time and get stuck into the video, but before I do so, allow me to give you some context first. So for those who didn't know, for over 2 years, I had a place of my own to rent, which was pretty handy from my point of view, as I can freely learn what it's like to live on my independence and know the hardships and the struggles of being an adult is like. And not to toot my own horn, but I did very well looking after my place. But of course, there comes a time where you move on to the next chapter in your life. Myself and my girlfriend have been together for a while, and we both have been talking about moving in together and finding a different place. Sure, we could agree that she could move in with me, but the place I was in does not accept pets. Which was what she had, and I almost do anything for the little guy. So since my lease was coming to an end anyway, I made the decision to move out of my unit. It was a major decision, but one that'll totally be worth it in the end. So as the days was coming to an end, I had to pack all my video games away, and because it would take a while to find a new property for us, I did have to say farewell to my video games for now. And in case you were wondering, yes, I did make a heartwarming goodbye speech. So in the meantime, all my belongings were in the garage, thank you to my family for that, while I currently live in my partner's family's house until we can find somewhere to rent. And while looking for a place and working at my part-time job, I still had to make videos, and this is my workspace for that. I updated my desk for the computer and also brought my PlayStation 5 console over as well. So after some time, we managed to find a place that does allow pets, and a few days after moving some storage later, it was all set up and ready to go. Looking through the house and seeing this room, I knew I wanted to turn it into a video game room, and my partner agreed as well. The yellow couch is in the middle of the room, and I am looking to add a couple of nice pillows and a side table to make it presentable. I suppose I should start with one side and work around the area. Something new we've been doing was adding board games to the video game room, like Monopoly and Guess Who for example. It's cool to add variety, and if we do end up starting a family together, then I'm sure we'll have endless fun with the board games. You may notice some boxes in the corner, and that's just some consoles and Xbox and Nintendo games. I'll be honest, I have been considering on selling them as I don't use them often nowadays, and the last thing I want is for them to be covered in dust like the Wild West. If I can't make any good use to it, maybe someone else can. And here's my tripod, meaning this is where my camera will be located, and next to them are my video game shelves. The first one is mostly a collectible / DVD shelf. The collectibles are items I've required over the years, as well as new additions like a Sonic and Groot controller holder. You might have noticed some stuffed toys around the game room like Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, and SpongeBob SquarePants to name a few, are scattered in different places. That's mostly not only to fill in the gaps, but also, we are nerds for pretty much anything we enjoyed back in the day, and I think it looks cool and adorable. We also have been obtaining a DVD collection too. After a hard day's work, we can sit down comfortably and watch some good old classics. Even some of the worst movies out there still holds a place in the shelf as well. And underneath is the NES, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 systems. Those consoles I'm not going to sell at all due to nostalgia reasons. And the second shelf being my PlayStation shelf. I guess you can call it my prized possession. We have games from the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5. I did said I was going to sell most of my Nintendo stuff, all except for the Nintendo Switch games down the bottom. It is my partner's handheld system, but we are sharing everything together, and she was more than happy to add them with the collection. Over here is my computer setup. My new desktop, as mentioned earlier, has given me a bit more space to add things like my microphone, for example. And as for the PC itself, it's tucked away at the bottom, safe and sound, without any worries of being kicked from my feet if I rage quit a video game. The PlayStation 5 system is down the ground for now until I can find room to place it somewhere, and finally we have the TV unit. While the television is on top, there's some storage bags to put away some items, there's also a giant Mario Kart, as well as a Nintendo Switch handheld itself. And with that said, this concludes the tour. I have to say, this is my favorite video game room I've ever had the chance to take part of. This room really takes me back to my very first video game room with having a massive amount of space for making videos. With the rent prices unfortunately going up, it is just a matter of time if we can actually afford a place like this, and if this is my last video game room, then I'd say the years of hard work was absolutely worth it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.